Well, hello everybody. Thought I'd do something a little bit different today and go old school. We're at Strat-O-Matic Basic, and this game between the Colorado Rockies and the Chicago Cubs from the 2018 season. This is not a real game that was played. I just picked the lineups and kind of did it like I was when I first started out. Nothing fancy, just no accoutrements, just a score sheet uh, to keep score, the pegs to keep track of the runners, and here for the outs, and basic time. On the mound for the Cubs will be John Lester, and on the mound for Colorado will be Kyle Freeland. Starting lineups: Charlie Blackmon in center, DJ LeMahieu at second, Trevor Story at short, Nolan Arenado at third, Gonzalez is in right field, Dahl is in left, Desmond at first, Ionetta catching, and Freeland the pitcher. Freeland has his own pitcher hitting card, so we'll be using that. For the Cubs, Zobrist is in right, Bryant is at third, Rizzo at first, Baez at short, Schwarber in left, Contreras catching, Hayward in center, Russell at short, and Lester on the mound. He also has his own pitcher hitting card. Very basic dice, no dice tray, no numbered dice, just plain old little dice that came with the game. We've got our basic fielding chart when it's needed. And of course, I got the basic strategy chart over there. So I think we're just about ready to go. Do one last thing here. The ceiling fan is kind of blowing my score sheet around a little bit, so I'll turn that down one notch. Hopefully that will prevent it from getting out of hand here and blowing things around. So I think we're ready to go. And leading off for the Colorado Rockies is Charlie Blackmon, right fielder. I'm sorry, center fielder in this game. We get a 6-6, and Lester 6-6-1 is a triple. Anything else is a single. That's a 16. So Charlie Blackmon with a single. Now, basic stealing, he is a B stealer, which starts him out as a 13. Take away some hold rating by using the catcher defensive rating. Contreras is a 2, which means you take away 3 from the run rating or steal rating. Drops into a 10. Be a 1 to 10, but I think with their offense, they don't want to risk anybody getting thrown on the bases. They got some good hitters coming up, so they're going to let him stand at first and see if the other guys can drive him in. Here's LeMahieu. 3-7, and that's a pop out to short. One away as Javi Baez puts it away. And like I said, this is about as analog as it's going to get. Going old school. Here's Story. 3-9, and that's a strikeout for Lester. 2 down. So Blackmon remains at first base for Nolan Arenado. With Carlos Gonzalez, the right fielder, on deck. 6-5, and that is a 1 to 15 home run. That is long, and that is gone. That's a 7. So Nolan Arenado, a 2-run bomb off of John Lester. And the friendly confines of Wrigley is not so friendly for the Cubs right now. They trail it 2-0. And here's Carlos Gonzalez. 4-6, and that's a 1 to 6 double, and that's exactly what we got here is a 6, so it will be a double for Cargo. And the hits keep coming. Here's Dahl. 1-2 for Dahl, and he strikes out to end the inning. But Colorado strikes for 2 in the top of the first. We go to the bottom of the first. It's Rockies 2, Cubs coming to bat. And Kyle Freeland, the pitcher for the Rockies. Ben Zobrist will lead off. He is playing in right field. 4-5 for Freeland as a ground ball shortstop X. That is Story. He's a 1. And that's a 16. Shortstop, a 1 and a 16 is out 3, which is good enough with the bases empty. All we need to know is it's an out. And there's one away. Brings up Chris Bryant, third baseman. 6-12. And Freeland on a 6-12 ground ball second base C. I'm not doing any injuries, so don't have to worry about a 6-12 being an injury. Plus, it has to be to a DH anyway, so it doesn't matter. It wouldn't be. There is no DH in this game. You can't do old school and do DH. That just doesn't compute. So we had to have pitchers hitting. Rizzo 3-7, and that is a line out to first to end the inning. And I was going to do an older season, but the older seasons on the basic side have blue printing, whereas the newer seasons have this charcoal gray and a black printing, which shows up a lot better on video, I do believe. So that's why I went this direction versus something a little bit more older school. So 2-0 to score, and we go to the top of the second for Ian Desmond. I'm sorry, no. Did I miss something up here? Cargo. What did Cargo do? I think Cargo got a hit, and I forgot to write it down. I think that's what it was. So here's Desmond. Dahl struck out to end the inning. So here's Desmond. 2-10, and that is a 1-13 triple, and that's what we got. So Ian Desmond, a leadoff triple. And the hitting shoes for the Rockies are certainly on tight. Chris Iannetta, the batter. Infield is in. And I've got the infield in chart right here. 2-5, and that is a strikeout. Big strikeout there for Mr. Lester. And here comes the pitcher, Kyle Freeland. Could we do a squeeze play? Let's see. Pretty much you have to roll a 2 through 6 to be successful on the chart. 7 means the batter's just out. Anything 8 or 8 through 12, then the lead runner's out. So they're just going to go ahead and have him swing away. 3-11, he's going to strike out for out number 2. And that brings up Charlie Blackmon. Blackmon singled and scored his first time up. 5-7, and that is going to be a fly to center to end the inning. So they don't score the run. They leave Desmond at third base. Might come back to bite them later. We go to the bottom of the second. Still 2-0 Rockies. Javi Baez. Shortstop. 4-6, and that is a strikeout. Kyle Freeland with the whiff on Javi Baez. Brings up Kyle Schwarber. 6-9, and that's another strikeout for Freeland. 2 up and 2 down for Wilson Contreras. And Contreras, 4-3 on Freeland, is a fly ball left field X. That's a 17. Left fielder is Dahl, who's a 2. So we go to an outfield 2 and a 17. It's out. Doesn't matter what kind of out because the bases are empty. That will just end the inning. So 2 innings in the books. It's still 2-0 Rockies from Wrigley Field. And DJ LeMahieu will lead off. 6-7, and that's a ground ball. Second base X. Second base is, let's see here. Second base is, actually should be Russell. And I don't know why I have him at short. I got Baez at short. Russell should be at second. That's where I messed up. So one quick second. Let me get Russell's ratings. Actually, he's only rated at short. It's actually Baez who's at second. My bad. Baez is at second. And he is a 1 at second base. He's actually better. And Russell is, in fact, the shortstop. Messy, I know. But he's a shortstop. Okay, so the roll was 6-7, which is a ground ball second base X. So that's Baez. He's a 1. And that's a 3. So second base, a 1 and a 3 is an out 3. So it's easy play. recorded by Mr. Javi Baez. That'll bring up Trevor's story. There was something I noticed when I was writing the line down. Something didn't look right and it just didn't click. And all of a sudden I realized it didn't have a second baseman. It had 2 shortstops. 6-9 for Lester is a strikeout of Trevor Story. That is out number 2. And that will send up Nolan Arenado. 111, and that's a solid single for Arenado. 2-out single. Homered in the first, singles now in the third, but no threat to run. And that'll bring up Carlos Gonzalez. 3-9, and that's going to be a 1 for a triple. 2 to 20 is a double, so that is a double. Question is, do they try to score the runner, Arenado? He only runs at a 10, but there are 2 outs, so let's see what the... And the outfield arm has nothing to do with anything in basic. So let's look at the basic rules for runner base running. Let's see here. If no asterisk, the manager on the team at bat may elect to have his base runner have an extra base. Consult the lead runner's base running rating at the top of his card. Then roll 20-sided die. If the roll falls within the range, lead runner and all base runners advance 1 extra base. If the roll is greater than the lead runner, he is out. When there are 2 outs, add 2 to the lead base runner. Okay, so there are 2 outs, so that means that Arenado is a 10, but he's become a 12 because of the 2 outs. So we need a 1 to 12 for him to be safe. He is out. So he tried to get greedy on the double, and he's going to be out, and we'll say it's going to go, I'll just make it up, 8-6-2. Not that it matters, it's an out, that's all that counts. And the run does not score. And the Cubs stay within 2. Nice play by the outfielder. In that case, I believe it was Jason Hayward makes that play. Oops, wrong team. Jason Hayward. Make a fine defensive play, you lead off the next inning, just the way it rolls. 1-6, and he's got a chance at a home run, but that's going to settle for a double. 2 to 20 is a double. He rolled an 11, so first hit of the game for the Cubbies belongs to Jason Hayward. Trying to take matters into his own hand. Here's Addison Russell. Confused at first, thinking he's going to be moved to second, but he is at short. We get a 6-3, and that is a ground ball pitcher X. That's a 20. Kyle Freeland is a 4 rated pitcher, and a 20 says 2-base error, so the run's going to score. It's a 2-base error on Freeland. E1, 2-base error. Hayward will score, cuts the lead to 2-1, and that'll send up the pitcher John Lester, but we're going to have him bunt, so Lester will bunt. Using the basic sacrifice, 2d6s, no bunt ratings are needed or anything like that. Roll an 8, and an 8 says batters not by first baseman, runners advance. So sacrifice hit's going to go 3-4, and Russell will take third base for the first out. And that'll bring up Ben Zobrist. The infield is in, trying to choke the run off. 5-11, and that's a walk. So Zobrist walks, puts runners on the corners with 1 out for Chris Bryant. And now the infield is back for the double play. 2-5, and it's a strikeout. So Bryant strikes out for out number 2. And Anthony Rizzo, the batter. 1-11 for Rizzo, lines out to second to end the inning. So Freeland gives up the run. It was unearned, but limits the damage to just 1 run. After 3 innings, it is 2-1 Rockies, still in the lead. Lester now will face David Dahl. 2-9, and he's going to strike out. 1 away. Brings up Ian Desmond. Tripled, but was stranded at third. 4-3, and that's a fly ball left field X. That's Schwarber. He's a 3. That's a 15. 3 and a 15 for an outfielder is a single. Would have been runners advanced 2 bases, I believe, but nobody was on base, so it's just a single for Ian Desmond. So Dahl struck out, and then Ian Desmond gets a single. And that brings up Iannetta. 6-8, and that is a walk. So 2 are on with 1 out for Kyle Freeland. Not going to bunt when there's already 1 out. So they'll just have him swing away. Three, 5, and he will strike out for out number 2. They were hoping to get something off of Lester's card, but didn't happen. So 2 down, but Charlie Blackmon now with a chance to increase the lead. 6-9, he will not. He strikes out to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Rockies. It stays 2-1. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. Kyle Freeland facing Javi Baez. 3-9 for Baez. Struck him out. Baez out on strikes. And here is Mr. Schwarber. 1-4, and he's going to fly to center. That is out number 2. Hauled in by Blackmon. 2 down for Contreras. 5-3, and that is a 2-out walk to Contreras. Not a threat to run, so he will stand pat. And Hayward, the batter, he doubled and scored his first time up. 1-8, and he's going to pop to second to end the inning as LeMahieu puts it away. Nothing doing for the Cubs. We go to the 5th, still 2-1, Colorado. And I don't believe a pitcher's duel is actually broken out here between Colorado and Chicago here at Wrigley. Expecting more runs, but so far just 2-1. Here's LeMahieu, 1-9, grounds to third. 1 away. And that will send up Trevor Story. 0 for 2, he struck out twice. 3-6, he's going to strike out again. He's got the hat trick. Does Trevor Story. And here's Arenado. 5-10, he's going to pop to short to end the inning. Quick, easy 1-2-3 inning for Lester and the Cubs. And pause the video real quick. All right, my non-analog cat Tabby has just came in, sitting on her little perch right next to me. Hopefully she will stay off the table. That is the goal. Here's Russell. 1-4, and it's popped to third. Arenado fields it with no issues, 1 away. And that brings up the pitcher Lester. 1-8, and he's going to strike out. That is out number 2. Flips the order over to Ben Zobrist. 4-3. And against Freeland, that is a fly ball left field X. Dahl is a 2. D20 is a 7 for an outfielder. A 2 and a 7 is out 5, which says it would have been a sac fly, but nobody's on. Third base to worry about, and the inning's over. So 5 innings in the books. Still 2-1. Favor of the Rockies. John Lester will face Cargo. He's singled and doubled. 5-8. This time he will strike out. So not so lucky this time around. Dahl next up. He's 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. 1-12. He will ground back to Lester for an easy out. So 2 up and 2 down for Ian Desmond. He has singled and tripled. This is a 3-8, and that is a ground ball to third to end the inning. So 1-2-3 inning for Lester. And we go to the bottom of the sixth, still 2-1, with Chris Bryant stepping to the plate. He's 0 for 2. 5-10, catcher X, that's a 5. The catcher is Iannetta, and he is a 4. So a 4 and a 5 says pass ball followed by pop out. Well, no pass ball to worry about, it's just going to be a pop out. So 1 away. For Anthony Rizzo. 4-9, and that's a solid single for Anthony Rizzo. Rizzo is aboard with 1 out. C-stealer, so not really a threat to steal. You don't want to steal when you got Baez and Schwarber coming up. So, although Baez is 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. 2-3 means he's due, but it's a ground ball to second. It's a fielder's choice. Ground ball B is 4-6 fielder's choice. So now Baez is on. He's an A stealer, so he might try to steal to get in scoring position with 2 outs. He is a 17 running, but he's an A stealing, which starts him as a 15. The catcher, Iannetta, is a 4, so that's not going to deduct but so much. As a 4 catcher, it only takes 1 away from his stolen rating, so it drops into a 14. So 1-14, he will make it. And he does. So stolen base for Javi Baez. He is in scoring position with 2 outs for Kyle Schwarber. 2-4 for Schwarber, and he's going to walk. He's going to put 2 on with 2 out. And it'll be up to the catcher, Wilson Contreras. Contreras is 0 for 1 with a walk. 3-5 for Contreras. Struck him out to end the inning. Cubs leave 2 on and come away empty-handed. 6 innings in the books. Score still Colorado 2 and the Cubs 1. Due up for the Rockies, Chris Iannetta. 1-12, he's going to fly to right, and that's 1 away. Take us to Kyle Freeland. 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. 6-10, ground ball shortstop X. That is Russell, who's a 2, and that's a 16. Defensive chart. Shortstop, 2 and a 16 is out 3, and that doesn't really matter what the out is because nobody's on. So it's just a ground ball to short for 2 down. Order flips over to Charlie Blackmon, 1 for 3 with a run scored. 2-4, and he's going to fly to right. That's going to end the inning. So nothing doing there in the top of the 7th for the Rockies. We go to the bottom of the 7th, and it'll be Jason Hayward. Lester is set to bat 3rd this inning, so that's going to be all for Lester. They will go to a pinch hitter and then go to the bullpen. Right now it's Hayward. Get a 1-9, and he's going to get a solid single as Mr. Hayward. Leads off with a single. That'll bring up Addison Russell. They might bunt with Addison Russell. I think they will. It's a 10. Batter is safe. Lead runner is thrown out by pitcher. How about that? So, failed bunt. So, we're going to call it a fielder's choice. He's out 1-6 at second base. So, Russell's the new runner at first. Pitcher spot is up, but they are going to the bench. And they're going to call on Albert Almora. He will pinch hit here in the bottom of the 7th with 1 out and 1 on. 3-10, and he's going to pop to short. That is out number 2. So Amora fails in the pinch. And that'll send up Ben Zobrist. 3-11, that's a ground ball to second. Would have been a double play, but there were already 2 outs. So we'll say he flips to the shortstop for the fielder's choice to end the inning. All right, we need a new pitcher for the Cubbies as they still trail it 2-1 to the Rockies. And we'll go to the bullpen for the Cubbies. And let's see who it is they will turn to. They will go to Steve Cishek. So Cishek is on. Lester went 7 innings. And now Cishek is on. And he'll be facing LeMahieu, Story, and Arenado. 3-2, that's a fly to right field, 1 down to start the 8th. And here's Trevor Story. He is 0 for 3 with 3 Ks, trying to avoid the golden sombrero. That is a 3-9, and he's going to strike out again to give him the golden sombrero for Mr. Story. Here's Arenado. 4-3, and that is a fly ball left field X. That's Schwarber. He's a 4, and that's a 4. 4 and a 4 for the outfielders is out 4, so it's a good play to end the inning. So 1-2-3 inning turned in by Cishek. We go to the bottom of the 8th, still 2-1 score. Now let's see what the Rockies want to do. The way Freeland is pitching, I don't see any reason taking him out. Chris Bryant is your hitter. 1-3, and that's a ground out to short, 1 away. So 1 down, and that sends up Anthony Rizzo. 1-7, he's going to ground to third. 2 down as Arenado puts it away. Brings up Javi Baez. 1-9 for Baez, struck him out, and the inning's over. So Kyle Freeland getting it done, pitching 8 innings. I think they're going to go ahead and take him out after with the 8 innings in the books and go to their closer for the 9th. Cishek, let's see what he wants to do. I think they might go to the bullpen, the Cubs, and go to a lefty. They will go to Justin Wilson out of the pen. So Cishek went 1 inning, didn't give up anything. And now Wilson is on. So Wilson it is. And he will be facing Gonzalez, Dahl, and Desmond. 2-9 for Gonzalez. That's a fly to right, 1 down. 1 away for Dahl. 2-7, and that's a solid single for Dahl. And Desmond, the batter. 6-7, and that is a 1-14 single with 1 star. So there you go, base hit for Mr. Desmond. And that'll bring up Iannetta. And you wonder if they might go to the pen. I think they will. They don't like the way Wilson's pitching, so they will take him out. They don't want this 1-run deficit to turn any worse. So they are going to go to a right-hander out of the pen, Pedro Strop. So Strop will come in and face Iannetta. Wilson went 1/3 of an inning. Gave up 2 hits and possibly a couple of runs. Strop is on. and he will be facing Ionetta. 3-8, and that's a single. That's going to load the bases as they will hold Dahl at third. So the bases are loaded, and now we get a pinch hitter for Kyle Freeland as the Rockies look to blow this thing open if possible. And the pinch hitter will be the baby shark, Gerardo Parra. He is looking to blow this thing open here in the ninth. Infield looking for the double play. 3-9, and it's a fly ball B. That's a sacrifice fly. That's a huge insurance run. Sacrifice fly will score Dahl to make it a 3-1 game. That run is charged to Wilson. Now there are 2 outs, and the top of the order, Charlie Blackmon. But huge sacrifice fly, courtesy of the baby shark. Blackmon now, 3-10, and that's a single, so this, let's see if they're going to score the run or try to score the run. The runner is Desmond. Check his run rating. He runs a 16, so we're definitely sending him. Becomes an 18 because there's 2 outs, so 1-18, he will score. And he does, and other runners advance 1 base on the throw. So, I believe it's what it said. Let me double check it. I think it said all runners advance 1 base, but I will double check it. Let's see here. Yep, within the lead runner, all base runners advance 1 extra base. That's exactly what it says. So, Blackmon will take second on the throw. Scoring is Desmond to make it a 4-1 game. And Ionetta will take third. And that'll bring up DJ LeMahieu. So Strop not the answer either. 5-7, and gets a fly to left to end the inning. But the damage done, 2 runs. One of them charged, actually they're both charged to Wilson. Unfortunately for him. They're both charged to Wilson. It is now a 4-1 game as we go to the bottom of the ninth. Last chance for the Cubs. And the Rockies will be bringing in their closer. It is a save situation, so they'll be going to their closer. And in 2018, Wade Davis was their closer. He had 43 saves. So Wade Davis will be on to pitch here in the ninth. Kyle Schwarber will be the first one to face him, followed by Contreras and Hayward. If they wanted to get somebody off the bench, Ian Happ is only a .233 hitter, so I'm not sure if you want to use him. There's not a whole lot on the bench. LaStella's .266. They just don't have a whole lot on the bench, so they may end up sticking with who they have. And actually, they're going to pinch hit for Schwarber with the aforementioned Tommy LaStella, because they need base runners. Schwarber's good for a home run once in a while, but his average is low. So they're going to bring in LaStella. And let's see, LaStella will be pinch hitting. So Tommy LaStella facing Wade Davis in the bottom of the ninth. 4-1 Rockies. 2-6, and that's a double, pinch hit double for Tommy LaStella. So Joe Madden makes the right move there, pulling into pinch hitter and getting a leadoff double. That'll bring up Wilson Contreras. 4-3, and that is a fly ball left field X. Dahl is a 2, and that is a 2. So outfield 2 and a 2 is an out 5, which means runners hold unless they're on third. So 1 away. Contreras is gone. Here's Jason Hayward. 6-5, and that's a strikeout. So Wade Davis coming back after giving up that leadoff double. And now here's Addison Russell. Pitcher spot is on deck, so they need another pinch hitter. I believe Ian Happ has picked the bat up and will hit for the pitcher Strop if it gets to that. Right now, here's Russell. 3-9, and that's a single for Russell. They're going to hold the runner at third base because his run doesn't really mean anything. They can't afford to have a third out, final out of the game on the bases. They need to give everybody a chance to hit that can. So Ian Happ, 233 hitter on the season, but he's the highest average they have left on the bench. Well, Bodie's 239, but I think they would go with Happ in this situation, trying to be a little realistic, somewhat realistic as possible. So Ian Happ will pinch hit. He is the tying run. And he did hit 15 home runs, so another reason why he's in there. 6-7, that's a strikeout to end the ball game. So Wade Davis struggles a bit but gets the final out to preserve the win. Rockies win it by the score of 4-1 here at Wrigley Field. Let's look at the totals on this one. Let's see, there was an error here on the Rockies. Don't see any error for the Cubs. Let's check their hits for the Rockies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 hits I've got for the Rockies. For the Cubs, 1, 2. I've only got them for 4 hits. A run on 4 hits. Several walks and an error, but a run and 4 hits is all they have. Winning pitcher. So the winning pitcher is Freeland. The losing pitcher is Lester. And the save to Wade Davis. So there you go. Strat Basic old school. About as old school as you're going to get. No accoutrements and just no dice tower, no nothing. And basic notebook paper for scoring. So there you have it. Hope you enjoyed that presentation of Strat Basic Old School. And until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play. I would choose to play it. And I will see you all down the road.